For because you have friendships that you really nurture, you put a lot of time and energy into, and um, and so it's like, why would you break up a great friendship when all you have to do is kind of express how you feel and think, and maybe that might fix whatever it is that got broke.
I think it goes both ways though. So if a person is not able to say what's going on or why they're upset, then the other person, hopefully they're able to just go to them and ask them point blank and try to have an honest conversation. So I think it's a two-way street. I think both people, if it were someone that cut me off, I owe it to myself to try to find out what happened.
Yeah.
To either clear up the misunderstanding or to at least try to get closure. And after I do that, there's nothing more I can do. And at some point, because we're all adults and we have free will, if a person is ready to move on, then I respect that. Now, will I be hurt by that? Yeah, possibly. But I just think that you don't always know what's going on with a person. And I do agree that we will I know I'll create my own story for every situation. But I'm at that point in my life where I'm pretty direct and I will reach out and I'll ask, what's going on.
I think that's a really good point. I think that's a really good point because the person who feels like they've been dismissed feels like, well, if this person has a problem with me, don't they tell me? And just like, I'm sorry, who was just speaking?
Jennifer,
just what Jennifer just said. Why can't you say what's the problem? I mean, if this is a friendship that you're really concerned about, why can't the other person come to you and say, hey, listen, what's going on?
Right. And so, and I take that, and that makes so much sense, right? But what happens often is they don't respond.
Right.
Then by not responding, it gives me somewhat of an answer.
Exactly.
And there have been I'm older and more mature and wiser now. And so I think I'm much more choosy with everything in my life.
Absolutely.
And that's including who I share my time with. And there have been times where I have thought this person was a greater friend than what they really were.
Yep.
Right.
And so I think that that's part of it also. I just think that as people, we grow, we change. Some people are in your life for a season. And if I reach out to that person and I try to find out what the issue is, if that person chooses not to respond, I did what I can do. And in my heart, if I know I haven't did anything to this person, or I don't think I did anything, and when I reach out to them, they need to, I'm hoping that they tell me, what did I do? Maybe I'm unaware. But after I do that, I have to move on and just say, you know what? Maybe this is a lesson. That person was in my life for a reason, a season, and now it's time to move on.
I have a similar situation that I'm going through right now. And I'm glad to hear all of the different opinions and ideas and so forth, because that kind of helped me realize of how I'm handling it. But it is actually my sister. I did not grow up with this sister, my biological sister. Pat and Jean and all of us, we grew up together. We all have 2 and 3 sets of families. This is one of my sets. My sister, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I've been, she doesn't drive or anything. So her daughter, she only has one child, her daughter, and she kind of kicked her to the curb. So I tried to be there for her. Not tried, I've been there. I've been taken to her appointments, been involved with, answered any questions or whatever, because she's not one. She has had a couple of things down through the years. I'm the one always in and out the hospital and the medical stuff and all that kind of stuff. So she, say to me, well, this is your thing. This is, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. So at her appointments, I went through her with her oncology, all of her labs and stuff, all of her appointments. And now we're down to her first chemo. And so I went with her for there. I had my calendars all booked up with all of her appointments and so forth that I've been adding into my own. I have 30 million as it is. But I was trying to be there for her. And she had an aggressive form as well. And so on. She has, she's very faith-based. And she has, so, she says, it's in the hands of the Lord and so on and so forth. And I said, recognize that. But faith without works, of course, we know what that says. So in the meantime, I'm going out of my way, doing everything, go up with her, make sure she's comfortable, make sure she's situated and everything, and so on. I asked her to come with me. And up to this point, we laughed and we talked, and I thought that we were in a good space with one another. I asked her to come to actually my other side of the family passed away, my sister on my father's side. So anyway, with Francine, Darlene, I had Ruthie. We always talked about each other. So I had her come with me.
Try to keep people's names out of this, okay? Because this is being recorded.
Okay. Well, that's right. But I was saying that with Darlene's recognition, know what I was talking about. But anyway, so she gets there with me at the service, and all of a sudden she's like, well, I don't want to sit up there with them. And I'm like, huh? She said, well, I don't want. So I'm like pulled in between. So I go back and sit back with her, and she says, oh, well, I thought you were going to sit up there. I said, well, you're putting me in the middle, very awkward position. I don't want to leave you because you came with me, but I did want to sit up there with the family. So do I do that? Whatever. Anyway, it was a cross reference between them and all this stuff. Okay. I decided, initially I said, okay, we're going to have to talk about this and get straightened out what's going on. But then I decided, given what she's going through, I had to feel like I had to kind of step back and be the bigger person and say, maybe she's just whatever, she's emotional, whatever it is. I don't feel like this was a time, if there be any time, to bring it up or whatever. So I said what I would do is I would just ask, if she reaches out, I'll help her whenever I can. But as far as going out of my way and what have you, like that. So I had to come to the place and point to say, I won't say treat her as she treats me, but I'm not going all out of my way, and recognize that at any given time, she might flip out or come out or whatever with something obnoxious, because she, did a couple of times. So I'm saying that to say it all has to do with, I think, the maturity level as we grow and mature, as well as what we look at what another person is going through or might be going through. I feel like going through a cancer.
That's a lot to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, even though I was mad and upset, and I'm still doing it from a distance, as they say, feeding her out of a long handle spoon. Mm-hmm. So, speaking, talking, as she acts, that's how I respond. But I made up my mind not to bother with going into all of the, at her and everything like that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
To that? Look, the one thing I have recently discovered, right, is when you're taking pills, medicine, it makes you feel very toxic. And so sometimes, if she's doing, has cancer, because cancer is is growing, something bad's growing inside of your body, right? It's just not even just emotional. I mean, you got something that's inside of you taking over your body, right? So even if you're trying to, you can't even be your best self no matter how much you try, because there's something in you taking over you. And then you start taking those pills and medicines and stuff like that, you're not even in your right frame of mind.
Yeah. And she has shown us, actually me and Gina, to witness that. She has shown me that when things are going okay with her, then that's when she wants to be bothered. When things are not, she kind of goes off to herself.
Well, that's probably when she's feeling her best, when she's feeling
so
good,
I mean, even before this happened with the cancer, she showed me that she's that type of person. That I discovered that she was kind of standoffish when she wants to be, and then when she's okay, she wants to be all, what have you. So
you know what?
I'm taking her as that person, and just when she wants to be bothered, I'll speak and talk, and when she don't, I won't.
But in not just for me, I just meet people where they are.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So if they want to be distant, I could be okay, cool. I'm not mad. Like, this is who you are right now, so I can deal with you distant. If you want to be close, I can deal with you like that too. I'm not. What they do is your business, right? I'm not going to try. I don't want to impose what I feel like they should be doing to make me feel comfortable. That's their business. That's their life, and I just meet them where they are. That is, to me, that works best for me.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah.
And the other thing is, you can decide to just get off that roller coaster. See, that's the other side of it is that because I'm
right. If you consider it a roller coaster, right.
Right, then because you can decide, I'm not going to just respond to you, then I'm going to take the front position in terms of how I'm going to allow you to be with me, be in my life. So, because you're feeling great today and you want to be nice to me today, I don't feel like being nice to you.
Right,
and that's where I meet people where they are.
Right.
And as Jennifer mentioned, I am much more selective of the people I allow in my space now, because
absolutely
we're at an age where it's just overwhelming, and we all have other things in our personal lives.
Right.
So who needs? I mean, if you come into me in a happy space, then I'm going to welcome it. But I don't really entertain negative stuff anymore, and we all have that choice.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
about it. But time, again, timing is just critical, I think, in everything in life, basically. It depends on what's going on in our lives at the time. I'm just gonna speak for myself, how I respond to whatever the situation is. So, I mean, if I'm not in a good space, and someone coming at me wrong or something, that they may not even be coming at me wrong, it's just I'm just in a really bad space right now, and things are not, favorable for me. I'm just not going to, I will cut it off, cut it down, shut it down in a quickness, because what am I going to do? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with something that's going to make whatever I'm going through emotionally worse for me. Now, does that mean that I don't like this person, I hate this person, or I'm never, no. I'm dealing with me. I'm dealing with my peace and, my inner peace and the things that I have to deal with and the way I need to carry on with my day. And I can't be drawn into a lot of other negative energy that's not going to do me any good. I always ask myself, in most situations, how does this help? Right. How is this going to help my day? How is this going to help my life? And when it keeps coming up negative, I'm not going to deal with it. And that's how I decided to do my life.